What's up, everybody? We're World of Concrete for 2022, and I don't have on any Milwaukee PPE, and everybody here is all upset about it. But we're going to do this anyway because we're here with Eric. He's the foremost expert on all of these tools. Isn't that right, Eric?
Maybe not all, but I dabble in some, know some very well. But we'll see what we get to.
Let's get it started.
So we got the new 1-inch and 1 1/8 inch here. If you want to take a test drive over here.
Sure.
It's all yours.
All right, so real quick, they are fastest in class. So next generation to Eric's point, so your 1-inch or your 1 1/8, use whichever. They both have the updated hammer backs attached.
Okay.
So it's got that automatic filter cleaning mechanism, Table 1 compliant for the dust extraction. Feel free to set your depth on the extractor, and you can go either downward or in the wall, whatever you want.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Awesome.
Wow.
What do you think?
This is sweet. This is 1 1/8 though, right?
That is, yes.
How's it feel? How's it feel to hold?
Feels good. I have the 1-inch. I don't have the 1 1/8. I'm thinking maybe I should upgrade. Nice. So I have a question.
Yeah.
How come I'm left with a pile?
Of the dust. So this is a little bit wet from all the rain, so it's not collecting quite as well as it will when it's dry.
Okay. Fair.
And then downward is going to be the most dust that's going to be left.
Fair enough. One of my favorite things about this, you might not have caught, was the self-cleaning. Once I stopped, I started talking too quickly for you to hear it. There was the banging within the HEPA vac. So you don't have to worry about that filter getting clogged up. Is that correct?
Yep, yep.
I said something right. What's this one? This is
That's the inch.
So this is the one I have.
Yep. Now this is the 2nd gen. Have you gotten a 2nd gen?
No, I got Gen 1, man. Why are you trying to make me feel
Tell
bad?
us what's improved. We'll talk to Sydney about it. We'll get you one.
I think on the last hole, I might have pulled out a little prematurely. You hear the vacuum clearing again. I like that.
How to compare?
It's nice. I gotta tell you, maybe we'll get a lot of people online saying that I should have both hands on the tool and all. It's effortless. Does a great job. And the vibration, I don't know if it's any different than the previous version, but it's pretty good. I mean, if you have to run this all day long, and we do a lot of like chipping a VCT tile, we use these for that. I mean, it wears you out over time. It can wear you out, but not so much.
Awesome. Great.
Is that it?
That's it for Rotary. This Britain was saying that.
One last thing on the dust boxes now is we do have the upgrade, so this can hook directly to the vacuum behind you, and now you can empty it out directly to the vacuum, as opposed to knocking it in the trash can.
Okay, let me get out of your way.
So essentially, this will just use the Dex 27. You'll link it right up, and then you can suck dust right out of the box, as opposed to dumping it in a trash can.
So instead of taking that filter canister, banging it inside the trash can, having all the particulate get into the air, you're just using a vacuum to clean the vacuum.
Exactly.
Nice.
Other products we have and are really excited to show are the new M18 Fuel pencil vibrators. So we dig this thing out. This will be the 4-foot model, also comes in an 8-foot as well.
Okay.
And we're gonna see these use 8-foot, a lot of electricians will like that, light pole bases, things of that nature.
Okay.
As well as these are great for residential contractors, even some commercial concrete contractors. You'll meet supers that own one of these on their personal tool.
Sure.
Put it in their truck, they wanna just take it out, do small work here and there. And let's get you some hands-on. So this is our simulated concrete.
Okay.
Give that a run. Maybe it needs to be refreshed a little bit, it should be pretty close.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How can we see the results?
Yeah, so in real concrete, that's a little wetter than this usually, you'll see air bubbles come to the surface.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're distributing the aggregate and distributing it evenly, bringing
Yes.
cream to the surface. So that's what you're looking for.
I was gonna say, really, could we wait for this to set up and like strip the forms?
So this won't set up.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right, so that's the M18 one, and that's actually launching today.
So this launches today.
Yep. This is shipping today.
So this is the first time anyone's ever seen this on a demo.
Yep.
Cool. Saw it here first, people.
Yep.
So MX Fuel.
This is brand new. First time the world is seeing this. You will not see this online. This is for social media is where you're gonna find this.
Nice.
And with this product, this is going after traditionally corded units. So right now, guys will run a generator, a 100-foot extension cord, and they'll drape cords over trenches, over other forms, and they'll cut the cords. So it's a huge hassle, tripping, everything. So giving them this tool that they can just carry around, has a shoulder strap on it if they're wearing that, lanyard hook on it, so if they're working at a height, they can hang it from the form of the scaffold rather than having it sit there.
That's cool.
And then I know you grabbed that remote. Go ahead and give it a click. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So imagine that. When you're working with a 14-foot shaft and your tool is 14 feet away.
That's awesome.
Sometimes they'll have another guy back and you're shouting back and forth like turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Now you can just worry about your head and whip and not about having to turn it on, turn it off.
What's the weight on this?
Yeah, give it a lift. There's also one behind you if you want to grab that doesn't have the head and whip on it. A little less awkward.
I'm super awkward anyway. It don't really matter. Yeah, it's not. I mean, the unit itself is not bad at all.
Yeah. Again, this is a new product. First time we're showing it. It'll be launching in Q2 later this year, so not yet out, but really excited for it to expand that line of concrete vibrators to go with the backpack vibrator that we launched earlier this year.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did a video on this one right here. Go check it out. We're in the Diablo booth. We have a whole bunch of new products coming right up. We got the foremost expert on all those products with us. Steven's here. Let's get to it.
What happens with a spade bit? Anybody's spade bit when you hit a nail.
I know it all too well.
Right. So I got this loaded up with some 3-inch ring shank framing nails from a pneumatic nailer.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, let me just grab 2 new bits so nobody's asking, right?
So we have a brand new, this is a 1-inch spattle bit from the competitor. Tell me when you're ready.
Let it rip.
No problem. Ready? No.
All right, you ready for the solution?
Yeah.
The Diablo solution, Demo Demon spade bit. Enhanced technology allows it to cut through clean wood, nice and smooth, but also nail embedded wood.
Yo, that's smooth. Right throw. Let's put on speed 2. We just cut through that nail. Go clean wood again. Yo, that's nice though. It would have been shot the first.
Exactly.
And you can just keep going. If you take a look, like look at that edge. Who wants to shoot that? Like it's literally, I don't even see any burrs on it.
Up to 60 nails.
60 nails.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you hit them, right? Or if you're running the drywall screws, but it'll cut them.
Yeah, listen, here's the deal.
Like for like.
Drywall screws are definitely not framing nails.
No, but it'll cut them, but you're not gonna cut 60 drywall screws. The standard framing, yeah.
That is sweet. What else do you have, Steven?
See what else is in the bag of toys?
This just looks crazy.
What's that?
I said, this just looks crazy.
Right? Hey, All right, so you got 2x6, right? Wood cutting saw blade, no problem all day, right?
Okay.
What happens when you put the metal in there?
Yeah.
You're on a concrete site, you got one circular saw, everybody's trying to fight for it. You don't have to, you have to switch blades over to cut metal or go get it bonded, right?
Right.
What happens when you put a metal and wood saw blade on? Let's go to work. Like butter.
It is like
Let's
butter.
go. Yeah.
It is like butter.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and everybody knows, you know, you see the guys with the grinders out on the job sites, the sparks.
Yeah.
It's not a great situation, right? Just take it nice and easy. You got this. Come on. Just let it feed nice and slow. There you go. You get it? Take a little more bite. You don't want a small piece, it'll throw it. There you go.
Ridiculous.
6.5, 7 1/4.
This is wood. This is this blade.
Yeah.
This is wood and metal.
Wood and metal. Yeah, so wood and metal. We got a 736 or we got a 6.5 32. So all your 6.5 inch saws you get out there, small little cuts. Now you go on a site to punch out.
Oh yeah.
Or you're on a, you're on a foreman site. One blade, you can cut both.
Yo, and cut the wood. Like,
yeah, and it's not gonna, it's not gonna cut wood as long as our tracking point blades.
Yeah.
It's not gonna cut as much metal as our Steel Demon blades are.
Right.
But for a great solution,
but it's a combination.
There you go.
That's amazing. It does cut the wood though, like butter.
Oh yeah, no.
Both materials.
I mean, you saw that finish.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's carpenter finish right there.
You ain't kidding. You want to get the the teethuses of the saw?
The teeth. Real nice.
It's real nice like.
Let's cut some cast.
And if you wanted to see how many times you can cut through an 8-inch I-beam with this saw blade, go to this video here. Check that out. What do we have over there? I see a big cutting station.
So this is the 5 7/8 saw.
Okay.
It'll handle a 5 3/8 blade. It'll handle 5 1/2. It'll handle 5 7/8. I just happen to have the 5 1/2. Wow, great little saw, right? Unistrut. This is 1/4 inch thick stainless steel. You know, you can cut threaded rod. Now we're gonna switch it over. We're gonna jump up to 6 1/2.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it out. We got a brand new 6 1/2 inch blade. So originally, 2 years ago at Stafford, we lost Cermet, 6 1/2 inch Cermet blade, 48 tooth. And now I got a 60 tooth. 60 tooth blade for super thin metals.
Wow.
I'll let it do a cross cut on this. We're at the world of concrete, so let's say you're pouring an elevated deck, you need to pour some concrete. You know, they'll put some either corrugated metal or some sort of steel plate out there.
Okay, oh, I'm cutting, all right. Where am I going?
Yeah, come on this side. Let me scoot it in a little bit. There you go. You know, again, so it's nice, smooth cut, right?
Yeah.
Nice, smooth cut. Steel studs, whether they're nested or singles. And if you're doing any kind of, this could be ornamental. Let's say you're doing a stainless steel countertop, something like that, where you need a nice smooth edge, but it's thinner material. That 60 teeth, you want more teeth in that material.
So let me ask you a question.
Yep.
With this blade though, will we get discoloration? Is it heating the metal at all?
If you have the proper feed rate And yes, it's going to heat it a little bit. It all depends on the feed rate and the thickness of the metal.
Okay.
So as you really typically see the overheating or the discoloration in the thicker metals.
I have a question. So with this type of cut, or if it was like stainless where we were trying to limit discoloration.
Right.
Feed rate, are we looking for something slower or something faster?
You want to tailor it like just nice, consistent, low vibration.
Okay.
And then one of the most common errors by the end user is actually going too slow.
Gotcha.
And they heat it up. Now, if you go too fast and overfeed it, it's going to get more vibration. You're potentially going to lock it up. But it's really about just consistent feed.
Gotcha.
If you go too slow, you're exactly right. You're overheating.
Okay.
Now, the one thing the Cermet will bring is usually the breakdown on carbide, tungsten carbide teeth starts about 300 or 400 degrees, right? Cermet will go up to like 800 or 900 degrees.
Really?
So that's where the biggest difference between that Cermet technology and standard tungsten carbide blades is that temperature, that resistance to that high heat, right? It's not going to break down. It's going to continue sharp edge, continue to cut, and then it's just not going to heat the material up as much.
It's amazing. I want to make another cut.
Hey, please.
That's crazy.
Right?
We're at the DeWalt booth at World of Concrete for 2022, and we have the foremost expert on rotary hammers, and he's much taller than I am, so they put me up on this concrete block. What do you think? You think I should take this block with me when I leave?
You're strong enough, you can carry it. Hey, Chris, rotary demolition hammer product expert at DeWalt. So I got a brand new 60 volt SDS Max dedicated chipping hammers. We came out with two models for World of Concrete. I have the 832. It's 15 pounds, 10.5 joules of impact energy. Perfect if you're chipping high, you're chipping low, very ergonomic. I've got a 22 pound, monstrous 19.4 joules of impact energy. Both these hammers have shocks, reduce the vibration because you're working hard. I've got wireless tool control. When you depress the trigger, you'll remotely activate the 60 volt dust extractor. Very, very nice feature. Keep your job site OSHA compliant and clean. We have a tag rated design, so you track the tool anywhere using the DeWalt Tool Connect app. The 9 amp hour battery that comes with it standard. However, you can buy additionally 15 amp hour DCB 615 for 2 to 3 times the runtime. What do you think?
I gotta be honest, I really need a scale here. The difference is I feel like this is a little heavier.
It is a little heavier.
But it's negligible. It's nothing, I think once it's on these tools, I don't think I would notice the difference of the battery. Although it looks a lot bigger.
It is. The footprint is bigger. There is a couple ounces different in it, obviously, but it's more thermally stable, so it gives you a lot longer runtime.
Gotcha.
We wanted to make sure our users can get as close as possible cutting that cord, more productivity, cordless vac, cordless hammer, move, no cords.
So you're saying it's more thermally stable, so this battery shouldn't run as hot.
Won't run as hot.
So you're gonna get more, like, so I'll assume there's technology in these batteries that if it did become hot, it might cut back the power. So what they've done is they've made this more thermally stable so you get more juice more at a time.
Exactly correct.
Okay.
Exactly correct. You mind if I give you a demo real quick?
No, I'll get out of your way.
All right, I'm gonna grab the 22 pound and we're gonna chip some stuff up.
You know what the best part is? I hear the vac running, and I hear it banging, so it's cleaning the filter. But this is the thing: you don't even really hear it running, but it's keeping the particulate, at least some of it, out of the air.
Obviously, the stuff that's too heavy to fall is gonna fall, but that also is too heavy to get in your lungs. We're not concerned about that. The microscopic particles, the flare up, that's what we want to capture.
You know what? The size is deceiving. The weight is not, I don't know, it's just not, it doesn't seem, it seems lighter, much lighter than you would expect.
It's very well balanced.
That's nice.
We made the 832, which is perfect I'm adjusting the airlock system. Exclusive to DeWalt, locks on so it won't fall off. I'm gonna pair the hammer again. I depress it for 1 second, pull the trigger, works on a different hammer. But when I need to patch concrete, epoxy repair, waterproofing application with the bushing bit, and I go to town. If I need detailed work, I'm close to the saw edge. I turn down the variable speed dial and the beats per minute drop. It gives you the ability to really get in that detail and not mess up the area that you don't want messed up.
That's nice. So we're roughing up the surface so we can go in with a feather edge or do something.
Exactly correct. That
Gotcha.
feather edge will turn down, surface saturation dry, or whatever your patching material requirements make. Excellent area.
Okay, beautiful. What's this big boy?
This is our D25 980 60-pound dedicated pavement breaker.
Wow.
So really get some work done.
How's it feel?
It's very, very good. I can get some power to you real fast. You want to run it?
I can't turn it down.
So here we have our DCB 1800. It's a 4-battery inverter. It's going to give you 15 amps of power to run this beast.
No power close by. Chris created power close by. I love it.
So we're going to plug this in.
The vibrations, like unbelievably isolated. I'm even feeling like these handles spin.
Free floating handle mechanism.
This is pretty awesome, dude.
So we designed this tool to also, if you notice, we have 4 hex bolts. So if it falls to the field replaceable hander, doesn't have to go into the service center. We don't want downtime. We're all about productivity.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate
you.
Thank you very much. Awesome demonstration. I appreciate it. We're here with Scott.
Hey,
he's going to tell us
nice
all about these new offerings. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we're coming out with a brand new DeWalt Elite Carbide drill bit. Now, the cutting head is the most important part of the drill bit, and we've totally redesigned it from the ground up. So typically when you're looking at a carbide drill bit, it has more of a square face. This one is about rectangular. Still has 4 cutting legs on it, though.
It looks unique to me.
It is.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, so we really went back to the drawing board, redesigned it. It's got new cutting edges, new geometry, and it's been delivering an outstanding level of performance. And not just that, but we also went back and redesigned the fluting and the internal section of it. So it has a tapered core. The inside actually gets a little bit smaller to help reduce the stress. I know it's kind of counterintuitive. Reduces the stress on the drill bit. Okay. And we do a surface treatment called iron blast technology where we pelt the bit with small iron balls, and that actually reduces the risk of fractures on the bit itself. And we redesigned the flutes for better dust uptake, and the result is a kind of an next-gen performance.
So wait a minute. You said that it tapers, but what am I feeling? Like, dude, this is nuts.
It's pretty light.
What's up with this? Is this hollow?
It's not hollow, no.
What's in the middle there?
It's a solid, it's a steel core. Yeah.
It is a steel core?
Yeah.
This is crazy,
yeah.
dude.
And the last thing too I wanted to point out is right here on the head, and it's pretty small. You see this little nub. This is our wear mark indicator. So the diameter is incredibly important because you're putting in anchors and there's very specific tolerances you have to hit.
Yes.
As you drill, it wears off the edge and the head gets, smaller.
Okay.
Once it gets too small, your anchors won't fit. So this is a great, easy way to see if your drill bit's still in spec. And because we stand behind our drill bits, if anything ever happens to this drill bit while that anchor's still there, we'll replace it, no questions asked.
So what I heard, if this is within wear tolerance, but something else happens to this drill bit, you warrant the bit.
Yep, you run it over, you break it in half, whatever.
No! Yeah. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
No questions asked.
I still can't get over how light this is.
Yeah, it's cool. And then we've also got,
how much does this thing weigh? Like 2 ounces?
It's a little bit bigger. So this is the SDS Max. A lot of the same technology we transferred over to here.
Okay.
Instead, that same wear mark is on the flute. There's a little cut. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, I see it.
Right there in the flute.
Okay.
Same deal. If you see that and anything else happens to the bit, we'll replace those. We took ours, current one in production, benchmarked against, the other guys.
Yes.
And we're all about kind of comparable as far as how many anchors you're going to put in on a drill for a single drill bit. This is the next generation. It's a step up. It's not even the same.
So 488
anchors in one drill bit.
So here's my question.
Yep.
Is there a price difference? Is this more expensive than the competitors to get additional?
No, it's very, very similar in price.
So similar in price?
Yeah.
Cool. I like how the vac completely extracted the whole toe. That's perfect.
The vacuum's awesome.
And it removes an additional step of having to evacuate the hole.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Nice to meet you. This is Chris. You're going to love this. Tell us all about it, my friend.
CCU plus anchor stands for Critical Connection Undercut Anchor. Critical connection, why? Infrastructure, bridges, tunnels, critical connections.
So these are rated?
These are rated. They are rated for seismic. They have what's called an ICC ESR approval report.
Okay.
Number 4810. It gives it a third-party code approval.
Okay.
It's approved for cracked concrete. It's approved for seismic.
Awesome.
It's the strongest mechanical anchor you can buy.
Okay. Can we talk about where it's made?
We can absolutely talk about where it's made. And this is something I wouldn't forget. It's made in the USA.
And I heard it's not made far from us. And I always say, whenever there's an opportunity, and listen, I know we have viewers that are all over the world, but my neighbors live here in the US, and quite frankly, if I could buy something that's made in the USA, I do it. You wanna know why? Because the job I'm saving could be my own or it could be my neighbor's. So when I heard that, I loved it.
Number one, dust-free, right? So we're talking about OSHA Table 1 compliant. We're going to start off with the pilot hole.
Okay.
We're using a hollow drill bit.
Love it.
So this is considered a stop bit. It's got a collar on it. It's very important. This anchor needs the hole drilled just to the right depth.
That's awesome.
Very important. I'm gonna put that down.
So this is literally a system.
This is literally a system. All right, so we'll start off with the pilot hole. The reason this anchor is so strong is the connection.
Okay.
So we have a straight pilot hole.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is take a separate drill bit called an undercut bit, also hollow, so it'll collect the dust, and we're gonna carve out the bottom of the hole into basically an upside down V.
Okay.
So when the anchor sets, this sleeve, we'll hammer it down with a setting tool, and it's going to expand. These splines expand over the cone, and the splines expand into this upside down V we're gonna carve in the bottom. Next operation.
So we undercut and we evacuated the hole.
All in one step.
Awesome. No squeeze balls.
No blowing, no brushing, no nothing. All right through the bit into the dust extractor. All right, let's install an anchor. So these anchors come in a couple of different steel grades. We have high strength B7, and we also have 316 stainless steel class 2. They come in different sizes. We have 3/8, half-inch, 5/8, and 3/4.
So we set pretty much the shield.
We pushed that sleeve down and it expanded over the cone. So now it's undercut. You have all this concrete now bearing down against that anchor. And it's complete. So that's the end of it.
Wow.
Torque it down to the proper torque and you're done. That's the installation.
So here's a question.
Yeah.
System-wise, are we buying fasteners? It's including these bits. How will we go about getting the system?
You're buying the fasteners. You're then buying the proper rotary hammer. We have an installation manual that covers all of this. It gives you a nice table. If you're using this anchor, use this bit, use this rotary hammer. It's all well laid out. Anchors, the rotary hammer, the 2 different bits, dust extractor, and that setting tool. That is the system.
Gotcha.
So we call that system DustX+ because it uses a series of hollow bits to extract the dust. The plus meaning it's code approved. We have the ICC ESR report like I was explaining earlier.
Beautiful. Chris, I appreciate it.
Vince,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thanks for coming by.
Awesome. That's like awesome innovation. It's a good system, right? It's going to make you faster. It's going to remove steps. It's going to make you more productive and make more money. And who doesn't want to?
So we talk about our 9-inch M18 fuel cutoff saw. One of the main benefits of this tool is it's light, it's compact, it's great for working if you're overhead, cutting wall, cutting brick. Great portable solution that is just easy to maneuver, has a built-in water spigot, has a rapid stop brake, so it'll stop the blade in 3 seconds or less, not having to worry about that blade running as a danger to the user, while giving them great performance whether you're cutting small cuts into concrete or cutting rebar or metal. But then we step up to its big brother, the MX Fuel 14-inch cutoff saw. What this tool is going after is your traditional quick saws, your true 14-inch cutoff saws, where they're plunging 5 inches into concrete. And while this saw is not designed to replace a gas cutoff saw, we can't do the runtime, but it is a great solution when you're working indoors, hospitals, schools, and those situations where you can't have the fumes, but you still need to do your job.
Right.
And the 9-inch might not have the depth you need to cut your trench, while still a great solution for things like rebar, cutting block. So we'll put you over on this one because it's hooked up to our water supply.
I like that.
And we're gonna have you set up with our M18 switch tank. So one of the big things with this is getting rid of that pump. Now you do not need a pump. All you have to do is make sure you have your battery arm, turn your nozzle, and you're all set to go.
You know what my favorite part about this though is? You don't even need to have a spigot close by. You could just be anywhere it's portable.
Yep. What'd you think?
I think there's a lot of power.
Yeah.
I was trying to go full depth. I didn't want to go too deep, but it was hard to stall.
So this is the MX Fuel breaker here. And I think one of the big benefits here is not just its weight, it's 2 pounds lighter than the closest one in class. And so 2 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but imagine you're braking. You're lifting this thing constantly.
Oh yeah.
And so 2 pounds adds up. The other thing is the floating body design. You see that?
Yes.
That passes vibration, or prevents vibration from being passed to the user, because the body just floats rather than passing into your arms that shake.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Want to give it a go? What'd you think?
I think it's a beast.
Nice. Yeah, how do your arms feel?
Nah, they're good.
Not too bad?
Nah, it's fine.
Nice.
It's a lot less vibration, a lot less weight.
It really doesn't transmit. You would normally feel it up and down the forearms. You're not feeling it. Even the gripping.
Now, you want to hear the coolest feature of this tool?
Yeah, actually I do. Yes.
You ever buried a chisel bit in concrete? Got it stuck?
Yes.
How do you get it out?
You have to bang on it, pull on it.
Yeah. Maybe get another breaker to break it loose.
Okay.
So with this tool, rather than having to swing this all the way around such that you can't get it out, usually I have my foot on that. All you gotta do is pull it to there.
Okay.
And you're able to lift it out. So if you bury your chisel, you don't need the clearance to get it all the way underneath. It doesn't take as much clearance, so you can just pull the breaker off.
Gotcha, that's pretty cool.
Last stop.
After you, sir.
So right here we have the MX Fuel Vibratory Screed. So this is a new product coming to the market February 1st. So this is the first time anybody's getting hands-on with it, seeing in person. And one of the big things when you talk about vibratory screeds that are gas is reliability. They have a tendency just to be unreliable. You'll see 3, 4 of them on site because they're backups. So with this tool, giving them an MX Fuel battery, our CP pack.
Guess what? It's not that bad.
No, it's about 5 pounds. It's not too heavy, but with our CP battery, so long as they have it charged, they have confidence that it's gonna start. And now, you might have looked behind you, but what do you think the runtime is? On a 12-foot bar, this is a 6-foot bar. What do you think the runtime is with this small battery?
I would say like maximum 30 minutes.
2 hours.
Wow, okay, cool.
So with a 12-foot bar, we can give up to 2 hours of runtime on a 12-foot bar. And that's not just a 2-hour pour. That's 2 hours of me holding this trigger, running it.
Wow.
And we'll have our own bars as well. The 6 foot here, we'll have up to 4 to 16 foot. And for those longer bars, it gets really awkward. I mean, this is 6, and it's still a little awkward to carry with that bar on either side.
Right.
Imagine a 16 feet. So you can attach multiple units to
Sir,
the same bar.
What'd you think of the weight?
Me?
Yeah, what'd you think of the weight?
It's only 5 foot bar. I'm
So,
up in a 14 foot bar.
You picked it up. What do you think of the weight?
Right there it feels good, but when you put that box on a 14 or 16 foot, you know, it might be heavy, I don't know.
Right.
How much is that blade gonna weigh 16 foot long?
So it weighs about 2 pounds per foot, or 2 pounds for 2 feet. So it'll weigh around 30 pounds for that. It is a magnesium bar.
Can't pour it wet then. That'd be about the only thing.
But for the size of the bar and what's here to package, it feels right. Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
Did you give it a run?
Yeah, give it a run.
Here, I'll arm up for you.
Maybe he'll get there instead of me.
Oh, you turn it on, it's on trigger. Right there, I'll buy it. Variable speed, that's nice.
It's not quite the same without a puddler.
Variable speed really is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so what'd you think?
It don't feel bad. It'd be easy to carry around, another 20 pounds. It'd be worth it.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one.
Listen, I don't run a concrete screed.
I do.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to include you. Get your feedback from it.
All right, it is 10 o'clock, so we are going to do a raffle drawing for anybody that is currently in Milwaukee Tool.
Hold on 1 second.
If you don't have a raffle ticket, you probably want to come up here and get one.
Yeah, raffle ticket.
If you do have a raffle ticket, go ahead and pull it out. We're going to read off some numbers.
Numbers 984357. Awesome. Please come on up.
Oh, she won.
Who won?
Aaron! I'm not taking you home. It is nice.
Yeah.
So this alone was 20 something.
$24.99 with 2 batteries and a charger.
And then the boards.
Yep. And the board's separate. 4 to 16 foot.
Dean, we appreciate your feedback and your help. Thanks.
Awesome.
I feel like you said it all.
Yeah.
Did we have to go over anyone?
No. Dean was a great expert witness for this product.
We're at World of Concrete for 2022. We're in the Hilti booth. We have the foremost expert on the new Nuron line of tools. David's going to walk us through it. 70 new tools?
Yes, yeah, this new platform, the Nuron platform.
That is super exciting.
Exactly.
I can't believe you're able to roll out all these tools at once. This is going to be a lot to go over. Let's get to it. If you had to pick one tool that you're most excited about when it comes to Nuron, what would it be?
So one thing that's unique about this saw, it's a 12-inch blade. However, we get the same, we have a feature called outcut. So has to do with that arbor on there.
Yes.
And we get the same depth of cut that I would get out of a 14-inch gas-powered saw. There's a 14-inch Hilti gas saw there. I get the same depth of cut out of that 12-inch blade as I would this 14-inch saw.
Ed, what is the depth of cut on the saw?
So depth of cut is 4 3/4 inches.
And the other question was, is this a shaft drive or is this a belt drive? How, like, we had talked about how you get such a depth of cut with a 12-inch blade. How are you driving this wheel?
It's belt driven, and we've redesigned the swing arm of the saw so that you can actually get that nearly 5-inch depth of cut that you're used to on a 14-inch saw in a 12-inch package.
I think even if you're able to achieve the same depth of cut with a smaller wheel, it's only a benefit, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get less centrifugal force, so you have more control of the saw. It's easier to handle.
Better run time?
Better run times, and I can get it into a lot of different places.
Cool. And how much work can we get done on 2 12-amp-hour batteries? This is running on 12-amp-hour batteries.
Yep.
how many lineal foot can we cut? Let's just say 4 inches.
So we don't really like to talk lineal feet because base materials vary, right? You could be cutting heavy reinforced concrete.
Makes sense.
Cutting steel. We like to talk in tanks of gas.
Yes.
So with this saw, we will always sell it with 4 batteries. So 2 sets of batteries.
Okay.
So that you get that equal runtime to a tank of gas. So our B170 batteries give you an equal runtime to a tank of gas. When you move up to our larger 255 battery,
okay,
this will give you about 20% more than a tank of gas.
Wow. So 2 of these batteries, 20% more. Is that right, or 4?
2 sets.
Oh, 2 sets. 20% more than a tank of gas.
Yeah.
It's amazing. You imagine, there are tools that I wouldn't have even considered using cordless.
Right.
And they were like handheld, you know, handheld tools. We're talking cutoff saws run on batteries now.
Breakers, vacuum.
It's amazing.
Right?
It's amazing.
That's what Nuron allows us to do.
Yeah. And guess what? Even we were talking about the interface, where the battery meets the tool. That is a weak point for a lot of companies. They built their platforms on yesteryear's technology, and now they can't really get the power to the tool, even if they had the improved batteries. This is great. This is great technology.
We've opened the floodgates. It's like driving on the Autobahn.
Yes, yes. Hopefully there's no cops around. I don't think they write you a ticket on the Autobahn though. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Ed. So what do we have back here, David?
Yeah, we're excited about the new T2000-22 on the Nuron platform. I talked to you earlier about the products that I'm most excited about. T2000 is one of them.
Okay.
We've got a cordless breaker weighing in at just 50 pounds, just under 50 pounds, with 2 Nuron batteries on it.
Wow.
That's rather lightweight,
yes,
for this class of tool. Very manageable, easy to work with, different directions around the slab. This tool is ideal in this, say, 6 to 8 inch range that we're using it on here, ideal. And we have it paired with the new VC140-22 vacuum. With Nuron, yes, we've changed the interface, so the battery interface. It's a 22-volt battery interface. What we worked and what we've accomplished is we're able to take high demanding tools, which in the past were on our 36-volt platform or on other higher voltage platforms out there in the industry. What we have found is a way to improve the technology in the interface and in the batteries to run all the tools, from the smaller tools to the highest demanding tools like a breaker or a concrete saw, all on one platform.
Okay. So some of the higher demand tools, they'll run on maybe 2 batteries or a single pack? Or?
Correct, yeah. So a few of the examples would be the concrete saw or the breaker might be optimized for 2 batteries, 2 Nuron batteries, exactly.
So the smallest to the largest tools?
All on one platform. That's what we're really excited about here at the show. And the customers are telling us that this is what they're looking for, is I want to do all my applications on one platform.
You know what's crazy to me? Visually, it looks like a brick.
Yeah.
But this is not that, it appears it would be heavier. It's not heavy.
It's not, no. I think it's around 5 pounds. Yes, not heavy at all. This is paired with our hollow drill bit.
The hollow drill bit is going to remove the step, dust extraction.
Exactly. We could come back with our epoxy system here. This is showing rebar doweling, eliminating the whole cleaning step by using this system. One thing I want you to notice when I'm drilling, this, in the past, you would push down to see how much juice you had. While I'm drilling, this is gonna stay on, that light, and you're gonna be able to look, if you wanted, while you're drilling and see how much life you have left in the battery. Again, I want to remind you, we've taken what used to require a 36-volt battery to get the runtime or the speed out of this tool. We've now, with the Nuron platform and a 22-volt battery, we're actually able to get better performance, better runtime in almost all cases on this new battery platform.
You know what the great thing is? Hilti is so great at creating systems. And even as you're drilling,
you see it here.
There's no airborne particulate. It's just going to make a tradesperson more effective. So I have to pry at this point. These packs, they're running 1860 50 cells, 21700 cells.
There's one of them, the smaller battery, that's still 18650.
Okay.
The rest are 21. Yeah.
Now, with the industry and a few other manufacturers moving towards different technology, are there any plans to maybe look at pouch lithium?
I'd love to talk about that for a minute. What I can tell you is
sounds like plausible deniability.
Yeah, what I can tell you is that the Nuron platform or the Nuron interface sets us up for whatever technologies might be out there in the future.
You asked for more Makita, you asked for more XGT. We're at the Makita booth at World of Concrete for 2020. What year is this?
2025?
It's like a blur. But we got David's going to go over this beast. I got to tell you, we saw this at, was it Stafford for 2020?
Yeah, unveiled it out there.
And we didn't have an opportunity to run it.
Nope.
But now we do. Specifically this tool, we're talking how many, it's everything that a 14-inch saw can do. A traditional, let's just say, gas power.
Exactly. From a power standpoint, we feel strongly we're definitely there. We're going to show it here in a minute by doing a side-by-side comparison. But, you know, there's all these other cool features that you would normally see with a cordless power cutter, right? There's soft start, electric brake, anti-feedback technology in case it binds up. It's not going to kick back on you, right? All those cool features. And you know, what's obvious is that, you know, with cordless, you're now eliminating emissions, right? No CO2 emissions, right? It's lower noise, less maintenance, right?
I mean, you can use this indoors.
Absolutely.
Two-stroke, whatever. You can use this.
But what we want to do today is we want to show that this is really a gas replacement based on the power performance, okay? Yes, we got low decibels. Yes, we got no emissions. Yes, we got all these obvious aspects, but the power aspect, if the power is not there,
we racing?
Yeah, we're gonna get one of our other guys here to run the gas.
Let's run the gas.
Sure.
I don't want to stink like gas.
Okay.
Do I get to run this or you run it?
Then you run this guy, and we'll give it a go.
They said it's so simple, even a caveman can run it.
The way we're doing this is that we're just bringing it up, scoring the top, right, all the way back, just to mark your line.
Okay.
And then when you get to the back, dip in. What we're trying to do is kind of maintain that line. It was more visible earlier, but there's that teal line that ends up.
So we're looking at like what, 3 inches of the thing?
Yeah, it's about 2 inches or more or less. Yeah.
Don't tell my wife. What took so long?
Why? Right?
This is impressive.
True gas replacement.
That's crazy. You don't have to worry, like you don't have to smell the gas, the fumes.
It took us 15 minutes to turn it on this morning, okay?
Yeah, for real. And you don't have to worry about like the car being clogged, clearing out the Venturi, the float, pulling down the float and the jets and none of that crap.
Yeah.
By the way, those batteries will charge both of them in our dual bay charger in less than 80 minutes, 72 minutes.
So 72 minutes, back to full charge, back to work. Let's just say 3 or 4 foot, or 3 or 4 inch embedment. How many feet are we looking at?
It's getting, depending on the variables obviously, right? But it's getting between 10 to 15 feet.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Carlos. Appreciate it. Breakers?
Still, sure.
So
we got this guy, and then we got a 15-pounder over there breaking the vertical structure that we could talk about as well.
Look at that. Oh my God.
Yep.
This has all the vibration isolation.
Yeah, yeah. The AVT, the anti-vibration technology. Yep. To reduce all the vibration.
Yeah. It doesn't reduce good vibration though.
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the amount of no vibration in this tool is ridiculous.
Yeah. Low vibration is something that can be deceiving. That can make it seem like it's not hitting as hard, right?
Yes.
But then you hear the tool really popping off right every time that impactor hits, and you see the productivity, how fast the concrete breaks.
It's actually kind of like quiet tools.
Yeah.
If it's not making the loud noise, it can't be. You ever see a car driving down your street? It's got like a glass pack muffler on it. Yeah. You're like, man, that thing must be flying. It's just crawling.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, you know?
Yeah. I get you.
It's right here.
Yeah, the size of chunks that you're breaking.
I know. So here's a question. Like when it comes to the battery powered compared to its corded counterpart.
Yeah.
Like how do you, like, is there a runtime number or a feet demoed, or how does that work? Like, is there how you compare them? Is there a comparison?
Comparison in performance on corded versus cordless?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Like how would you compare them?
Yeah. So normally what we'll do is we'll take a given area, we'll pour, let's just say a 2 foot by 2 foot, and it has to be a side-by-side demo where you're breaking one with one and the other with the other, and whichever one finishes it faster.
What I'm 100%, like, what can we expect runtime wise with this pair of batteries? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of variables there, but if I had to put a number out there, I would say a solid 25 to 40 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just because there's so many variables,
depending
right?
on what you're breaking,
what
the
you're
PSI
breaking.
of it, is it reinforced? Yeah,
is it straight concrete? Is there a lot of reinforcement? Is it CMU? Is it red brick? There's so many variables out there.
So what do we have over here?
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah,
Can we break more stuff?
Check it out. That's our 15-pounder right behind you there, and then again we have our 28-pounder, same as we just tested over there.
I feel like, personally, I feel like anybody would want to just grab the little guy.
Absolutely. So if you have an elevated position like this, where you got an upper zone, right, that you want to address, then lighter is better, right? So you want to be able to lift it without too much fatigue. Go right smack in the center of the brick. Try that.
That's sweet.
You saw how efficient that one was. Now try this guy. Feel free to go here. Feel free to go on CMU.
The vibe, it's just, there's no vibrations, just good vibrations.
What you think about the two tools and maybe with their purpose?
Personally, if I was going to attack this demo job, I'd definitely go here.
Okay.
I like the compactness. plenty of power. I like the combination. If I was going to, I like the idea that you do have the ability. It's light enough that you can go in horizontally.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would like that more for groundwork.
And that's why you need lighter hammers. But
it's a big blade.
You know, you got really big hammers, 35 pounders, all the way up to 70 pounders. They all got their purpose of what they're designed for.
Sure.
In terms of popularity, that mid-size 20, kind of that 20 to 28 pound
most popular
is most popular because it's so versatile, right?
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
See you all on the next one.
Thank you.
Feel great.
Awesome, man.
What is this? What size is this? Half?
So this
no, it's a quarter
inch.
Quarter.
316 stainless.
Oh, 316 stainless. So what would you? Which one are we going with? The Carbide one.
Here,
I'm gonna put these in my pockets.
Yeah, go ahead right now.
It's Snap Lock Plus. Look at that. Let me ask you this question. The pilot point. Any reason to use different styles for any?
So in metal cutting, you want to use a cobalt bit, right?
Yes.
That's going to give you the best life in this application. And this specific pilot bit here has this spring ejection. So as soon as you're going through, you're ejecting the plug through the material. It's not going to get caught up in your hole saw.
What if we were going to use a different style of hole saw,
so
even though they're interchangeable? Like, will we change our pilot point, or?
You can change your pilot bit. So if you're drilling in wood, you're just going to use the standard HSS pilot bit.
Gotcha.
If you're going through a diamond grit, you'd be drilling in at a 45, but we also have pilot bits for those as well.
Okay. So it's as simple as pop it in, done. Yo, so I was looking for it inside the bit. The spring already ejected it out. Usually you'd be prying it out. That's pretty cool.
So look how clean that is, though.
Yeah.
Right. So typically, you know, in your standard bimetal or carbide tip, you're not going to get that super clean edge. Now, if you had a connector, this is electrical box. You want to go back to that connector. A nice clean cut. You don't have burrs if you're pulling wire through it, anything like that.
So no burrs. I gotcha. No reason for a unibet. Gotcha. That
One
is
mandrel,
sweet.
you can switch to bimetal, to carbide, to diamond grit, to carbide tipped hole cutter.
That's awesome.
All diameters. One diameter. One mandrel.
One.
Full range. 5/8 all the way to 6 3/4 inch for recessed lighting. You can
That is
drive.
sweet. All you got to do.
One mandrel.
What else?
We got a large diameter blade, but.
Oh, let's see it. Uh-oh.
I know, right?
It's getting the apron out.
That's serious, right? No, so the great thing about all those metal blades is they work on a standard circular saw, right?
Okay.
So you can convert your, 5.5, 5 3/8, your 6.5, your 7 1/4. You can take it from a regular wood cutting with a metal cutting or the Steel Demon Diablo blade. It becomes a metal cutting saw.
Okay.
A very high performing metal cutting saw. On the larger diameters, you do need to step into a lower RPM saw.
Chop saw.
Design. There you go. Where the bondeds are typically spending about 3,900, these are about 1,800.
Okay,
1900.
So this blade that we're going to see, this is made specifically for a style of chop saw that's made to use carbide blade.
Yes, but in this case, it's Cermet. But yes is the answer.
Yes.
The bonded saws are dedicated for bonded,
right.
High RPM, grinding through the material. The low RPM metal cutting, specifically designed for carbide or Cermet tooth blade.
I just want to let them know where we can't put this blade on that saw.
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Right.
I just want to make sure.
And then if it was a 12-inch version, you wouldn't want to take that and put it on your 12-inch compound miter saw.
Right.
Different RPM. All right, so what we're going to see here, this is the technology today on the job site, cutting with bonded. It's going to grind its way through a lot of sparks, a lot of time, and holy cow, you're going to see the heat. Yep. I mean, awful, right? Yeah. See how hot that is. You're not going to want to touch that for a while.
No.
You need a tattoo?
I have touched it like
Vegas tattoo right there.
I have like a goofball grabbed it at times.
All right. All right, so here's what I want you to do. We'll touch that to the skin. Grab it with your fingers. Yep. Nothing, right?
As hot as a...
You like it? All right, so the Diablo solution again, Cermet. Just nice and easy feed rate.
Minimal sparking.
Very minimal sparking. And warmed up a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But it's not leaving any burn marks.
Right. You know, so the same piece we just cut, nice and smooth.
Absolutely.
Seconds. No rework.
No.
Cool to the touch.
I like it.
It makes me happy. How about you? You good?
Yeah, it makes me happy. I didn't burn myself. I appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, safety factor is big there. Safety
Absolutely.
factor, but the quality of cut, productivity,
even
everything.
the a lot less sparks.
Yeah.
It's just
if you're on a lot of commercial job sites, you got to get a hot permit. You got to have somebody sitting there watching you so you're not going to catch the whole building on fire.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It saves time.
You want to drill some rebar?
Yeah, we want to play with the Rebar Demon.
All right, let's do it.
So I heard there's a rumor that there's like the biggest Rebar Demon ever made. Is that right?
That is correct.
Where is it at? Which one is it?
So right now we have the largest, the widest range, SDS-plus, SDS Max with a full carbide head, right? Full piece of carbide on the tip of that drill bit. 4 cutters, full carbide head. What does that mean? It'll drill all day long and it's clean concrete. Hey, that's great, right? The longest life, more productivity. But what happens when you hit rebar with a standard bit?
Sure.
Yeah, it's gonna blow it out. You're gonna do 2 things. You're gonna go get a rebar cutter, which if you're up on a lift or up in the building, you gotta go back to the truck, back to the shed. You gotta find that rebar cutter, cut through the rebar, go back, put your bit in, standard carbide bit, and then drill through, keep your drilling. With the Rebar Demon, it's 1 bit, continuous holes to reinforce concrete with rebar, right? So what we got here, 5,000 PSI concrete with 2 pieces of number 4 rebar, just so we can hit it, right? Sure. We're gonna drill with a 3/8 just because I can't drive. But again, 5:30 seconds to enter the quarter.
So the head though, on the smaller Rebar Demon is the same as the large Rebar Demon.
Correct.
It's a single cutting head. This isn't like little pieces of, it's not like little pieces of carbide welded onto this bit. It's just one, it's like almost like a capstone of cutting. I think I just coined the term.
Again, 5:30 seconds all the way to enter the quarter. SDS-plus, SDS Max, 3/8 all the way to enter the quarter. Once we get to the larger sizes, like you can see behind me, you do go to some insert bits up to 2 inch, but don't you worry, we're still working on things. So again, we talked about a 2 cutter head, limited, you got to hit rebar. Even some of our competitors here do have full carbide head, right?
They do.
Once it heats and cools, a lot of times you might lose that carbide head. You see that? See what happened there? Rebar Demon, 3/8, 5,000 PSI, number 4 rebar. Okay. You want to take it for a spin?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Let's do it.
Right. Oh, you're going to do it?
No, I want you to do it.
Oh, nice.
So let's put it over here nice, clean. I'll let you get, you want to stand up here, it'll be a lot easier.
Wow, I think he just made a short joke.
No.
Come on,
I stood up here, come on.
Come on, Stevie made a short joke. I can't believe it.
There you go.
Yo, look at that.
Very difficult application, but again, long life, clean concrete, reinforced
right
concrete.
Between the center of 2 number 4s. Let me ask you a question. Am I able to drill all the way through so I can show them straight through on the camera?
Let me see if we busted one out. Hold on. We'll just show you the holes in the rebar. Yeah, that's the best one right there. See that guy?
We have Tom with us. He has a pretty exciting new accessory. It's going to make him more productive. At least I'm hoping it will make me more productive.
It will certainly make you more productive. So what we've got here is a floor scraper that goes onto an SDS-plus hammer. The reason we did that is because more people have SDS-plus hammers, and not every job is such a big job that you need the SDS Max. So when we went for the SDS-plus accessory here, one of the things we have is a 5-inch wide blade. Nearest competition has a 4-inch blade. All right, 5-inch blade is going to give you 25% more removal, so you're going to get the job done faster, right? The other thing is it is a replaceable blade, so when the blade wears out,
nice,
you can replace it. 3 nuts and bolts. The nuts and bolts are secured with a nylock nut, as well as thread lock on the bolt, so that it cannot come undone.
Red or blue?
It's the blue.
It's blue thread lock. Yo, this man knows everything. I love it.
What else would it be? I mean, we are Bosch.
I love it.
11-inch length, so if I'm doing something on the floor, I've got a little bit extra length, so I'm not bending over, making the job easier. And you'll find that it pulls up the grout and the floor very easily.
So let me ask you, we scrape a lot of floor, do a lot of commercial retail work, so a lot of VCTs coming up, and then we're polishing after. What is this a scraper is made for just ceramic, porcelain, or can we use this for VCT?
You can use it for VCT as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. So let's give it a try. See how easy that is, Vince? Let me let you give it a try.
I gotta tell you, you know what I love? The thin set's coming up with the tile. Yeah. We don't have to go back, it's not a separate process. That's awesome. And the swath is nice, it's wide.
Yeah.
I'm usually using maybe 2-inch, 1.5 inches. This is definitely faster. It's definitely going to speed us up. Tom, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bosch has new circular saws, and we have the foremost expert that's going to tell us all about them. It's Anastasia. If you haven't seen Anastasia on the channel before, you can go to this video here. Go check it out. You were doing grinders back then.
Yes, I was living the X-Lock life.
I'm a big fan of X-Lock. So what do we have? Left line, I'm excited. Left line of sight. What can you tell us about this?
All right, so this is our new PROFACTOR Strong Arm Circ Saw. Last year we came out with the Blade Right, which people love the performance, they love the power, so now we're excited to bring it to users with more cut line visibility when cutting with your right hand. It has a 7 1/4 inch blade and a 2 5/8 inch depth of cut. That way you can cut across 2x material across the entire bevel range. Pivoting dust port because no one wants to get dust on themselves. So move it over, shoot it to the guy next to you, or attach it to a dust vac.
We can see Andrea about dust extraction.
Yeah,
she can help us out.
Walk over to Andrea right after this. Now, this aux handle is designed at a height where you can clamp 2x material to the workpiece. Boom, you can use it as a guide, as a straight cut, so you don't need to get out a track or a guide if you're in a pinch and need a straight cut on the job site. Then lastly, to add to the cut line visibility that the Blade Left provides, we added a cut line LED.
Oh, nice.
So if you pull the trigger, it illuminates both the blade and the workpiece.
Nice.
Nice. Ready to give it a try?
With Andrea, who is the foremost expert on dust extraction. She's trying to keep the particulate out of the air. Andrea's going to tell you all about it. Thank you, Andrea.
We have a new BlueCollar dust extraction adapter. The great thing about this is it's universal, it's compact, and it's affordable. So today I'm going to show you just how you can use it on any SDS hammer. This slides right over the bit, spins up to 5/8 of inch. Then you just put it here, connect it to a vacuum.
Wow.
This thing is great. It fits anywhere. You can fit it in tight spaces, which a lot of others don't. But best of all, this is for overhead drilling. So this is really easy. You don't get a concrete shower. You have a great drill, nice lightweight to drill overhead.
You know, I like it. Usually it's a giant ring, and you're right, you can get into tighter places, closer to the wall.
2 inches wide, that's it.
Awesome.
Fits right in your hammer case. It's really simple.
Awesome. would see particulate dropping down, going airborne. This is handy. Thank you, Andrea.
You got it. Thank you
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming by.
We are with Corey. Yo,
how's it going, man?
And fired up.
So am I. Very excited to walk you guys through our latest expansion into our cordless miter saw segment. Our new PROFACTOR 18-volt single bevel 7 1/4 miter saw. Awesome trim saw, awesome for flooring guys out there that don't need all that crazy capacity. Right here in a small compact package.
Goes down on the floor, bro. They don't have to get up. Yep. They make their cuts. They keep installing. It makes them more productive. I love the 7 1/4 size. Very, very, very just versatile.
Oh, it's absolutely awesome compliment. Moving on to our 10-inch. We have our 10-inch PROFACTOR 18-volt dual bevel sliding miter saw. Now, a lot of those 10-inch miter saws out there that are cordless,
yes,
typically can't handle 4x material. This thing can.
Really?
Absolutely. So we can actually cut 4x material right here with our cordless saw. For those guys that don't have the material supports they need, we've actually designed this at 3.5 inches to the base to be able to makeshift your own material support using a 4x.
Dude, that's awesome. Yo, it's made for standard building material.
Made for standard.
That's awesome. I like that.
Yes, sir. So this is going to be also going to have 6 inches of capacity for base right up against that fence.
A lot of the old timers would never, they would tell me, I would never have a 12-inch miter. And why? They would say that there's less flex in a 10. That 10 was all they needed.
Correct.
So I guess, what's your demographic here? Old timer?
So you're looking at the guy. You're looking at the guy that really needs precision.
Yeah.
You're right. As the blades do get a little bit, there's a little bit of flex there. 10-inch keeps it nice and compact, really nice and precise. So you're getting a very, very precise tool with this.
You know what I find? As long as, me personally, I like a 7 1/4. I jump all the way to the 12. As long as the saw there's no stalling. If it's powerful enough, you're not going to get that flex.
Correct.
You won't get that flex.
And moving on to our 12-inch sliding miter saw in the PROFACTOR family, dual bevel. We're upgraded the capacities to be able to handle 6 3/4 inch base right up against that fence. Also, we listen to our users out there in the field. We know a lot of users have been asking for that shadow cut line.
Okay.
To make sure, are you familiar with our shadow cut line?
I'm not. You're gonna hate me. I like laser.
You're a laser guy. That's
I'm
okay.
a laser guy. I do like shadow cut. I'm just a creature of habit.
Sure.
But I like the shadow cut because you know, like depending on what blade you're using, you see that curve. You know where your cut's going to start. You know where your cut's going to end. You know what to expect. That's the one reason I like shadow cut.
Absolutely, and we're packing that into this tool. This is going to be our new 12-inch sliding miter saw here at the Bosch booth.
So let me ask you, when was this saw released? Is this brand new at this show?
Brand new at this show. These three have never been seen by anybody before.
You've never seen these before until now. Me and Corey showing them to you. What's up? Yo, can we make some cuts?
Absolutely, let's start cutting.
So quick adjustment on the miter fence, on the scale here. We unlock here.
It's the bevel.
Let me ask you a question. Are there any presets built into the...
Yes, so you'll have your presets right here.
So this saw doesn't have a shadow cut line, but it does have an LED that will cast light over your work surface. I really want to just test the power. Man, it's plenty powerful.
Let's take a look at how fast that blade is breaking. So we actually put blade brakes in all of these new options.
Yeah. The 10-inch double bevel. You're gonna have presets on both sides. It's gonna make you twice as productive. Nice. No stalling. That is nice. Bosch 24 T-Fis's blade. Sweet. Let's check the big boy. That is powerful. So once again, double bevel. You have your scales built in. Nice. It's going to make you more productive. Screw down on the miter scale. Push button. So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
If it wasn't so doggone sunny, we would see our cut line.
You would see your cut line. Yeah, you're in direct sunlight.
I didn't know if there was any like buttons here. You know what I mean? I just
would see it right away.
I gotta make one more. That is sweet. I appreciate your time, brother.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Least impressive, most impressive demo that you can do. So when you get bound up in rebar and this thing wants to kick, cording units today, they come all the way around, they smack you in the face, they send you off your ladder. Horrible.
You know what I'm gonna say about this? It's not gonna translate on camera how important that is, because nothing's happening. But that's the whole idea behind it. Nothing's happening.
Yep.
You're not getting injured. You're not getting thrown off the ladder, off the scaffold. So that's a good thing.
Absolutely, and that's the name of the game. How can we make coring safer and simpler with things like a level so that you don't get bound up because you know when you're drilling straight and you're not going in cockeyed. Along with pressure gauges so you actually know when you're pushing, and you can actually core faster than a wall outlet with this tool because it'll optimize it. Tell you you're pushing too hard or you're pushing too little, so you're drilling hard and you don't have to worry about tripping it.
Is it audible?
No, so it's not. You have to look at the gauges and its color.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, pair it with your dust extraction solutions. It can either be used handheld or mounted. So if you're drilling downward and you want to mount it, great solution there, or handheld on a wall.
Gotcha.
Awesome. These are core drill solutions. Again, they have the water spigots you can use with the M18 switch tank or our vacuums.
So what's the process here? We're set in place.
Yep, you're anchored in.
Okay, we turn on our water.
Can't go, yep.
And there is no side handle, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yep. And I removed your trigger lock, but you would have this. You would have the trigger lock on, and then this.
So so let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So we just feed it as you
go.
And I could just go.
If you wanted to.
Okay, we'll see. One of two things would happen, in my opinion. You'd stall, or you'd get thrown, but we can't get thrown, so. I'm pretty impressed at how quickly it's drilling. Here's my question. Like how much battery did that eat?
Oh, you can see it up here. So you look over here, you got your battery gauge.
Yo, it didn't budge. What size is this? So it's 6
inch. So that is the max capacity for this this core drill.
It's a 6-inch core drill bit. I can't believe it. It didn't stall. We didn't go through any battery. I'm impressed. This is the first time I use this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is that it?
All right, I think I might hand you off the nailers.
Let's go to, oh, you're handing me off?
Oh yeah, I'll hand you off.
Come on, Eric. So Milwaukee Tool told me I had to put on one piece of Milwaukee PPE to remain in their booth. Otherwise, they were going to kick me out. We happen to have Brian with us. He's going to go over some of Milwaukee's carpentry tools.
Yep.
What do you have for us, Brian?
Yeah, so starting off right here, we have our 21 degree and 30 degree framing nailer. So with these framing nailers, we're really driving that pneumatic-like performance. So we have the power to nail engineered lumbers. This is a double stack LVL right here. We also have that firing speed most commonly associated with the pneumatic tool. So up to 3 nails per second. Our best thing with these tools is they operate on our M18 battery. So you don't have any consumable gas canister, no gas cartridge associated with the tool. All exclusively powered by our M18 battery, get you up to 500 nails on a single battery charge.
Brian, I got a question for you that everybody asks. what's the difference between 30 degree and 21 degree? Why would you choose 30 over 21 or vice versa?
Yeah, so really it comes down to regional preference. You see in certain areas of the country, you'll see a lot of 21 degree, and then in other areas, you'll see the 30 degree, primarily in the Midwest, East Coast. But in terms of the nails, there's really not a big difference. The 30 degree paper collated nails are going to have that different collation angle, and they're going to be paper collated, and then the 21 degree is going to be a plastic collated nailer. So,
you know, I tell them that all the time, and they don't believe me. Now I had an expert answer. Yeah. That's it. Now you got your answer, okay?
Yeah, you want to try one of these out?
Heck yeah. So, we're in rapid fire mode right now, I believe. You know what's funny about this? I almost feel like in rapid fire mode, it actually sinks them deeper.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Operator error. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Then if you wanted to,
and then you can always switch it back to sequential.
There you go, sequential. I was at a loss for words. Good thing Brian's here. Guess you have to, there we go, hold it down, boom. We're in sequential, so doesn't matter if I hold it down or not. We're locked out. You put it down, pull the trigger, boom. Nice, that's sweet.
It's got that consistent depth every time.
It does too, as long as I hold it correctly.
Yeah.
If I pull it up too quick, we might be a little proud.
Occasionally you'll get one of those, but this is the toughest material stack. If you'll see this double stacked LVL with our longest nail, 3.5 inch 131s. So it's got plenty of power.
Cool. You said there's a circular saw around here somewhere?
Yep. Yeah, so we got that on the other side.
No, we're going the other side. Got right line of sight here. What the heck?
These are our two circular saws. We have our Sidewinder and our rear handle model. Basically, this comes down to user preference as well. You're gonna have the right mounted blade with the Sidewinder, and with the rear handle, you're gonna have that left mounted blade. Both of them are 7 1/4 cut capacity, but additionally, they're very similar saws, so they give you the corded performance equivalent to 15 amp corded, and they actually cut faster than most 15 amp corded models.
So here's a question: Is this right line of sight? Is this a Gen 2 or an upgraded model? I feel like this is different, slightly different.
Yeah, so we did have an original Sidewinder that came out a few years back. This is our Gen 2 model of it. This also launched a few years ago, but it is the latest and greatest in terms of fuel technology, in terms of cut capacity, cut speed, and the power optimized by our high output M18 batteries.
If you want to see those circular saws in action, you go to this video over here.
Yeah.
I appreciate your help.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Brian.
I appreciate it.
Hope to see you all on the next one. We're in the DeWalt booth. We're at World of Concrete for 2022, and we have a new offering I'm super excited about, and Nicholas back here is going to tell us all about it. I'm super excited to see what you got going on here because I'm a big fan of this power stack battery. What can you tell us about this?
This is the drill driver DCD 791. This is the new model coming out in March.
So this is the compact replacement XR. I know a lot of you will be excited about that. This is replacing this. Look at the size difference. How did they make that happen?
We reduced a 1/2 inch on the tool head length while increasing the power 40% unit watts out. So that put that in perspective. The old model was 645 unit watts out. The new model is 900 unit watts out.
So they made it smaller, it's more compact, and it's 40% more powerful.
Yes, and that's with a power stack battery or a 5 amp power pack.
Wait, whoa. Did you say 5 amp power stack or did you say 5 amp power battery?
5 amp pack.
Oh, I thought maybe you slipped on something. I don't know. So we're trying to trip you up, Nicholas. So how should we run this demo? What do you think? Just run side by side?
Side by side. Power stack, both tapped in, speed 2.
So we're both fully charged. I'm ready when you are. You calling it?
Yeah.
All right.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Did that happen too fast? You need to see it again? Okay.
Go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm stalled. I gotta run that.
640? Yeah.
I gotta run that. You ready? Can I try to stall it? Do you mind?
Make as many holes as you want.
I'm gonna lean into it. Dude, that's a monster. Now, I know you have something else back there. I have to show it because I'm super excited because it's going to make you more versatile, and it's all coming in that compact package. What is it? This is the new hammer drill. Can I show them?
Absolutely. This is the DCD 805.
So this is the DCD 805. This replaces the 796?
796.
The 796. And you could see, like, I mean, it's just as compact, or maybe even a little bit more compact.
6.37 inches, 6.9.
And this is just a drill driver. This is a hammer drill. Yo, that's awesome, dude. Look, three settings on the LED. And then a single ring for clutch drill and hammer drill. Can I run it?
Absolutely.
I gotta run it. Ready? Dude, that's awesome. Thank you, Nicholas. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We are with the foremost expert. You've seen him before in this video over here. It's Ricky. We're excited to see this. What do you got, Ricky?
Yeah, this is our surprise launch at World of Concrete. It's our brand new DCS 692 9-inch cutoff saw.
So if I'm hearing you right, this is the first time ever anyone's ever seen this.
That's correct. Absolutely.
Unless we're late with the content, and then
you guys aren't going to be late. You guys are going to be on time.
We're always on time. So what we got, Ricky?
So what we did was change the battery lid a little, but the big thing is we allowed now the 615 to give 2 to 3 times the runtime for the saw. That's like the big question. They're like, love the saw, does everything I need to do, just want more runtime.
Gotcha.
So we say yes.
This form factor, this size, so handy, dude. So handy.
It does 80% of the applications that you would normally use a 12 or a 14. The other big thing too is we even have more new blades coming for it too. Yeah, we have an asphalt blade coming. We have that's another diamond. We'll have a solid metal blade. So you know, these abrasive blades, they shrink as you cut. Get this new metal body diamond grip blade. It's awesome.
So I have a question. So what makes it specific to asphalt? I would just usually throw the diamond blade on and just...
Yeah, it's the matrix that's in there that it's a formulation.
Gotcha.
That was what makes it special.
The nation of formulation.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the other big thing is this saw now has wireless tool control.
Really?
Yeah.
So like the Tool Connect. Is it Tool Connect?
It's not Tool Connect, it's wireless tool control. So it allows it to talk to other enabling devices. So like the rotary hammer, the demo hammers you just saw, right? It talks to the vac.
So this is the same way. So if we wanted to maybe hook it up to a vac.
You know, I can't tell you what's coming next, right? That's going to be kind of the surprise, but there is something coming.
You know, denial is like a confirmation.
Yeah, so, pretty much, you know.
So what else? You have anything else for us?
So we have other things, but if you want to try cutting with this new saw.
Where are we cutting with it?
We're going to cut you rebar. We're going to drop you in the booth and let you get after it.
Nice. All right.
And then let me get you some hearing protection. I don't want you to go deaf.
Come on. I'm already deaf, bro. I don't even need hearing pro. Ricky was a young boy. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Do it again. I think it's sweet, to be honest with you. I think that the size it's just with the 14-inch saws. Sometimes it's a bummer, the size and the weight. Am I really gonna pull this thing out? This is handy. I like a handy tool like this. It's just great. Ricky, what else can you tell me about this though? Is there anything else, a hidden secret, something the viewers would never know if you didn't tell us?
You know, this is the only one without the belt drive, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Turn this around. See this saw, right? It's a shaft in there, it's a drive shaft. You never maintenance it. No belts to slip. That's why one of the reasons why this saw has such wicked power.
So is it when you're saying it's a shaft drive, like a helical or a worm?
No, so there's a shaft, right?
Yes.
With a spiral bevel gear set that attaches out here, right? So it comes right off the motor and then goes out.
You heard it here. Nobody else is going to share that info with you. We had to drag that out of Ricky. Thank you, Ricky.
Absolutely.
No belt.
Video's over, but I know you want more. So this is how you're going to get it. First thing you need to do, pretend you're this guy, and you're here in the birthplace of freedom. Now ring that bell like it's 1776 and let all notifications through. What? You're not subscribed yet? Well, smash this button here. After that, watch this video here, here, and maybe over here. See you later.